welcome back to Off the Chain. Joining me now is Glutus Reagan, Special Advisor to President Trump. Mr. Reagan, do you believe that the crowd cheering sent her back at the president's rally was racist?
No, I do not.
Mr. Reagan, how could you say that demanding that a woman of color be sent back to her home country is not racist? Isn't that the very epitome of racism?
I believe you are mischaracterizing the actions of the president's supporters.
Mr. Reagan, the words that were chanted at the rally last night are hauntingly similar to those that were used during the Jim Crow era. Do we have that clip?
Go the heck back to Africa, you dang Negro. That was a very unfortunate period in our country's history, and the events depicted occurred many years before either Mr. Trump or I were born.
Mr. Reagan, you and the president are both in your 70s.
Yes.
And the footage we just saw was shot only 50 years ago.
Yes.
Then how can you say, when seen in the light of that historical documentary footage, that the chanting at President Trump's rally was not racist?
First of all, the context is completely different.
How do you mean?
In the supposed documentary footage.
The footage is genuine, Mr. Reagan.
Sorry. In the, as you call it, genuine footage, the, colored gentleman?
I think the phrase you are looking for is African American, Mr. Reagan.
Oh. I'm sorry to have offended you by using the politically incorrect term.
I am far from the only one who have offended, Mr. Reagan.
Yes, I apologize. Anyway, the colored African American gentleman was told to go the heck back to Africa, you dang Negro.
What was that last word, Mr. Reagan? I believe you got cut off.
What last word?
The word at the end of your sentence, Mr. Reagan.
I didn't say a word at the end of my sentence.
Please continue, Mr. Reagan.
Yes, thank you, Nicole. As I was saying, the American Negro gentleman, the colored African, The black man was told to go back to Africa, whereas the crowd at our president's rally were shouting, "Send her back. Send her back."
Send her back was in, send her back to Africa. Congresswoman Omar was born in Somalia. These are two sides of the same coin, Mr. Reagan.
No, they are not.
I'm afraid I don't understand.
Well, suppose the president had borrowed $3 from the African Congress lady. That is a possibility, isn't it?
An unlikely possibility.
Right, but a possibility nonetheless. So is it not also possible that the crowd at the president's rally was demanding that he send her back the $3?